Okay, so here's what I'm doing. Today, this is still about flattening that lower back curve, that lordosis. So part of helping to enable the core muscles, your transverse abdominals, and the rest to kick in is eliminating the pull of the rest. So you gotta get the side view. I'm gonna focus all the way down here and you're gonna see my feet disappear and watch what happens. So I want you to focus on this space right here. Here's this, and then here's this, down dog over here, okay? Say hello to Truman. What we're gonna do is focus on this space between the bottom rib and my hips. And I'm focusing down here on the same thing, basically. The top of my hips, bottom rib, and what we're doing is taking your lower back. So we're giving this what I call just a pelvic tilt. It's a pelvic rock. It should feel, and you want to imagine that you're rocking a rocking chair. So what's happening right now is I have a little pressure happening on my heels. I'm trying to do the most of the work by pulling my abdominals up. So I'm not trying to jam my feet tight into the floor. And that's something you want to pay attention to. So start doing the takeover up here. Wake those deep core muscles up. We're gonna do about 8 to 10 in this spot. Now I'm gonna walk my feet out and I'm at this place where I can put my heel down but not my toes. So my legs are further out. Now there's a little bit more pull on my back. So if I let this happen, my low back would pull up. I'm not gonna let that happen. What I'm gonna do is rock back and forth and drop my low back down. When that happens, my tailbone comes up and then back it goes. So I want you to get to both spots. I want you to actually feel the lower back down and then feel it lifted up. You gotta get to both extremes so that you can enjoy neutral once we find it. Okay, last time. Now legs go out straight. So we don't have any push, we don't have any leverage with the feet. So you're gonna do this all from in here. It's all abdominals. Your abdominals are pulling up from the top. They attach on the other side of your hip bone. So they go all the way down, but it's like pulling the reins to make your pelvis tilt. Your lower back still comes down, your tailbone comes up, and you can see that my knees will pull up just a little. But when you put your hands right here, you should feel like this is tight. There's no sucking in. We're just exhaling. It's tension, but really this is bracing. At the same time, we're releasing that lower back and getting a little stretch there. So for those of you that have lordosis in the small of your back, we also want to rock and roll that out. So give yourself a little circle around the small of your back. Release that. And that'll feel a little bit better if we overworked you a little bit. Put your feet down, and now it should be easier again. You're able to push your low back down because you've got leverage from your heels on the floor. We're going to take this back in to that single leg marching. So now I've got my legs up and I'm just gonna drop one foot at a time down to the floor. Good, you keep going. I'm gonna let you see what this looks like from this side. So my legs are up, oops, sorry. And then I'm gonna drop and lift. But what I'm paying attention to is not letting my lower back leave the floor. So this is solid. And if I can't, if this happens, this little space underneath, then it's not my business to be there anymore. I'm at fatigue and it's time to stop. So part of doing great core work is knowing when to stop. When you're done, you want to remember we only train the good ones. When you reach that point of fatigue is here, I can't do anymore, then you got to stop and take a break. Okay, that was it. So now, not only have we done, if you watched all the series, right, these two, you've done a release for your hip flexors. You've done activation of that transverse abdominis, that pelvic girdle, basically. It's built in. You don't have to have any Spanx to put that one to work.
And we're also relieving the lower back, getting rid of that lordosis by stretching it and relieving what is muscle tension that needs to come out. Some of us have a larger curve in the small of your back. You don't have to completely correct that. Just want to find your neutral. And in order to do that, we have to stretch the two things that are probably a little bit tight. Okay, that's it for today. But that's your homework. Do that pelvic tilt. 3 positions, feet in close and flat, feet a little further away, heels only, legs out straight, 10 of them in each position. Try to do that daily. All right, I'll see you on the flip side.